Yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And I'm cooking at that. Hit that like button. Helps us get eyes on the show. And more importantly, continue to subscribe. We appreciate that love. And for this, let's get straight into it. It's your 3-minute fight drill, your 3-minute fight breakdown. And for this, we got the likes of Richardson Hitchins taking on George Kambosos Jr. June 14, 2025. Who do we have winning this scrap? Richardson Hitchins. How? Unanimous decision, and why? Reach, skill set, and pedigree. Let's get into it. The two warriors here, they've been going back and forth for this June 14, 2025 fight. Richardson Hitchins, making his bones at the 140-pound division, finally got him a scrap, finally got him a belt, champion in the division. And you got the likes of George Kambosos Jr., the former, quote-unquote undisputed champ coming up from 135-pound division, making his bones now at 140-pound division, taking some losses over his career, taking some hard losses at that. But one thing you can say about Mr. George Kambosos Jr., he comes to fight. He comes to scrap. And I think that's why he's in position here to get this fight, a championship shot at the likes of Richardson Hitchins. But unfortunately, in his case, I think the move up in weight is against him. I think the reach is against him. I think the skill set is against him. This is no disrespect to George Kambosos Jr. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of a warrior. But in this case, the odds of weight, size, reach, skill set, and pedigree are all against this man, June 14, 2025. Now, can he win? Yes, I think any fighter can come in there and show out and win. His percentage chance of winning, in our opinion, is going to be 10%. Why? It's for his past history of fights that he went down against, and more importantly, the ones against Devin, the Dream, Haney. Why do we say this? Richardson Hitchins, in my eyes, fights very similar to how Devin Haney at least used to fight when he was at 135 pounds and when he first moved up to 140. What do we mean by this? Pure boxing technique. More importantly, established jab. And in this case, Hitchins has a nice little jab up on him, but more importantly, he has good distance and knows how to place that jab with proper power shots. A little bit different from Haney, but very similar. I think the likes of Kambosos that you could see when he fought Devin the Dream Haney, he could not get around that jab. He could not get around the body work. He was just, the skill set gap was just there and it was clear. And I think it's going to be the same thing when you see Hitchins, who has a little bit more of a physical attribute in reach and length advantage against Kambosos than what Haney did. Personal opinion. If you couldn't get around Haney's jab, you're definitely not going to get around Hitchins' jab, who's going to use that rangefinder, use that length, and implement proper shot placement and let off throughout the rounds, especially as you attempt to get close, because Kambosos is going to have to dive up in there, have to try to get up on the inside, try to make this an ugly fight as much as possible, because he will not be able to fight and win on the outside. If he does try that, it will be A, a boring fight, and B, a masterclass 12-round shutout. He needs to make this ugly. He needs to make it nasty. He needs to dive in on the inside. But unfortunately, as he tries to do that, Hitchins can pretty much step back and do a nice little uppercut. He's known to do it. I think he will do it. I think he's going to use that rangefinder. I think he's going to keep Kambosos at place, fight in the mid-range so he can at least land some good power shots and attempt to get Kambosos up out of there. But with that said, I don't think Hitchins has the power to knock out Kambosos, but then again, I could be very wrong and we could see a late TKO stoppage. It won't be a one-punch knockout. And if that is the case, salute to that man. But anyway, I see a TKO stoppage. It's very late. We're talking around rounds 9, 10, possibly 11. And it's usually going to be due to an accumulation of shots or a ref stoppage because unanswered shots coming back from Kambosos as Hitchins starts to let off. He's got a good gas tank up on him, and Hitchins. He looks great for this camp. He looks in shape. He looks focused. He looks ready to go. Again, in this standpoint, I know the 135 pounder moving up to 140 pounds for his second fight here, in theory, should get knocked out. I just don't know if Hitchins has that type of power to knock him out. And Kambosos is not that easy to knock out. Yes, Lomo stopped him very late, but Lomachenko was letting off good shot placement, and it was more accumulation of shots, and he was putting in the beating on Kambosos. But does Hitchins have Lomachenko power? We'll see. And salute to that man, salute to that warrior, by the way, for officially retiring at the age of 37. That's the way we see it. That's how I see it going. Unanimous decision. The likes of Hitchins. I don't think too many people are surprised by that. I think we expect the boxing masterclass. I think we expect a bigger fighter, the 140-pound natural fighter there, to put in some work and show that there's levels to this boxing game and give him a proper boxing lesson. And especially it's going to be over in the U.S. soil. But salute to Kambosos for getting up in there. I know a lot of people disagree with him getting this kind of shot, especially at this kind of time frame, at a champion jumping into 140-pound division, skipping over a few folks. But hey, it's the business of boxing. You already know how it goes down. If you got a name, you're gonna get some shot placements early. More importantly, though, if you make exciting fights, and that's what Kambosos does, right? I don't give him much of a chance in this fight, but what I do give him a chance to do is make this a good, entertaining fight for the fight fans while it can go. I still have a unanimous decision, but definitely can see a late TKO stoppage in this one. I just got Hitchins, man. That reach, that length, that skill set, that pedigree, it's there. And I think it's too much of a gap. I think Kambosos struggles with fighters like Hitchins. Is seen by the Devin Dream Haney fight at 135 in his backyard at that. I just don't see the improvement, the adjustments that leads me to believe Kambosos can beat Hitchins. But what he can do is give us an entertaining night of boxing, show he can give him his all, and maybe implement a rough, tough, rugged fight that does give him a chance to steal some rounds and maybe steal this fight. Anyways, that's our opinion on this. This is your 3-minute fight drill, your 3-minute fight breakdown. That's how we got it. Pedigree, reach, attributes, win. Shout out to Hitchins. Shout out to Kambosos. Hopefully have a good night of boxing, June 14, 2025. The sport of boxing is growing. Let's keep pushing it. It's fight weekend, Father's Day weekend coming up as well. So what better way to get this going with a good night of boxing and a good night of hand throwing. Salute to those warriors, man. It's your boy Kaz Real with Sunday Podcast. Hit that like button, comment below, and as always, continue to subscribe. Appreciate that love. Till the next time. Peace.